I always think this is so cool. So let me just hold this back a bit because my screen's quite large. So I basically, this is Blender, and I've designed this. This is the box. Let me just take off that. Yeah, that's easier to see now. So you can see the box I've designed, although I think I messed up some of the measurements with these. But you can see what I've done here. Right, okay, that's one direction. So we've got the hole. Now, the way I did the hole basically is, if I put it in, you see basically you put a plug in the hole like that. Yeah. And then you tell the surface that you're intersecting with, right, to basically just subtract it from it, and so it does, yeah, and you end up with a hole. So I did that. This is what I so love about 3D printers, is that I just basically cut a hole in it. I didn't actually cut with like anything physical. I just did it in software, yeah. And so I've then put that into where we go. Yeah, so now it's in Cura, right, to render the print, and here it is. So cool. Yeah, look at that. Huh? Yeah. You can feel. I can feel it. Sorry, stupid man. So you can feel. You can. Oh, you can even see it. Like, because it was a segmented. Originally, it was a circle, a cylinder rather. Circular cylinder. Excuse me. And there's some issue here because this Bowden tube is quite short, it wouldn't push it through properly when it was going along that bit, so it made a bit of a mess of that. But that's not a problem. The outside I think is fine. Yeah, it is. But you can see, so you might be able to make it out. I don't know if you can, but you might be able to make out that it's segmented because it was like a, I don't know, 32 side cylinder or something, and then I just elongated it. It was a NURBS cylinder. But it won't do an intersection with the NURBS one, so I had to do I had to convert it to a mesh, and then it becomes a 32-bit faceted, and you can see like these are, you might be able to, you can see the small, you know, like really large angle corners in it. Excuse me. But I just think it's so cool. Oh, it's really thin there. Look at that. That is so thin. You can actually see through it. Now I've got this cranked. Where am I at? Get off. Speed. Oh, no, that's extruder speed. Movement speed. Yeah, you can see I've got it cranked to 400%. So it's actually going 4 times faster than it's supposed to. Yeah. But because I just didn't want it to print slowly, and that's the reason why we got mess there and stuff like that, because I've got it sped up. It'll still, you know, do it. And as you can see, what I've basically done is created a channel. So the display goes into the channel, right? That'll keep it to the front. I've reduced the height of this. I'm not sure why it's putting these as separate prisms. This one it hasn't, as you can see. So I don't know. Anyway, maybe I just need to extend it into it, and then it'll do it. Yeah. And so this is, and obviously I've cut the hole in the back so that it you know, because it came out funny. The way that it melted, and it was just buckled, and so I just cut a hole in it. 2 reasons: saves material, of course, because I'm doing a it's really thin there, it's hardly touching it, isn't it? I think it's having an issue with that section there. It doesn't matter. I mean, the whole point of that is so that it'll continue and obviously finish the hole, but that will create a support when it does the top. That's the reason why I did it like that. I could have probably just simply done it as like a parabola like that, but it would have looked a bit odd. So just do a circle inside it like that, or an ellipse essentially, isn't it? It's a bit offset as well. It looks like it's offset because it's not set. Oh, it is central. I don't know. I'm not sure, and I don't care, because the whole point is that it's just, this is the second one. First one's over there. Where is it? Yeah, there. Oh, the tape's come off, that's interesting. Yeah, I wanted to stick it on there. Yeah. And what I've done is I've reduced the height there. I think also this one, and I've put in on this side only, right? I've put in slots so that so it keeps it forward, and because this is rigid and so's the display, then it should be alright for the whole display. Yeah, so we're okay. All wiring and I made it thinner as well because there's a big gap there, so I made it thinner. Yeah, so now you can see the depth is a lot less. And this is just a vein, of course, here. Yeah, has it got a problem on that one? Yeah, so I'll put veins on here because it doesn't need to be a full box section. No. Yeah, so that'll be better. And that one, I'll probably be able to just put it on its back and it'll be alright. I'll have to cut all this stuff off though, I'm sure. And I don't know if the display's going to go in there. It's 5mm. The display's quite thin. Here's one. Yeah. You see, the display is quite thin, and the reason why I did it on that side is because we've got this. Oops, sugar. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the tape that connects to the display itself, the grid, and this is the one that connects to the touch part, which is in front of it. You see, and I made the bit that holds it just to come up to about here somewhere. I think. You know, I could probably get away with it coming across that. Yeah, and I measured that as 5mm. So, yeah. So that should hold the display, and if it does, and it's solid, and I don't need all this tape, then I think we've got a design, and we can then start modifying it to make it so that it's a flat bezel instead. So make the front less. Yeah. I mean, the way it's done with TVs nowadays. I mean, this has got a touch screen, so that's why it's so thick there. But because you can see it's behind it. Yeah, that's the touch screen part. It's an infrared one. Look, you can see it follows my finger, and now it's made a mess of it. And then the bezel of the TV itself behind it, because you can see the Blaupunkt logo. Right. But modern TVs basically, the screen is the front. There is no bezel, and so I think the grid also goes right to the edge. You see. So it's not like those kind of monitors. So I guess I'd have to do the same sort of thing with this. Yeah, but I don't know how I'd fasten it then, because the problem is, I could put a spring clip over it. You know, like this sort of thing. Oh, it's on it, isn't it? Yeah, like that sort of thing. But I've got to be careful because that might crush it, because that puts a lot of force on it. This is just a piece of glass. Yeah, but this is actually, you know, it's going to crush that bit, so I'd have to maybe stress it or something, stress the spring so that it doesn't push it as hard. Maybe, I don't know. Something like that would do it, so I could just put it in, and then, so obviously you'd have the bead behind it, something like that. Or maybe, you know, I can somehow do it with the trouble is 3D printing stuff. If it's too thin, then it becomes too flexible, so it won't actually hold it. Yeah, I don't know, not sure. Anyway, I'm actually not going to stay for this to finish because it's only halfway through, and as you can see, it's been going an hour and a half, so this is going to be 3 hours, and it's now 10:30, so that means it's going to be midnight, so I'm just going to let it finish. There's plenty of filament on there, so it's alright. And it looks like it's going to complete it reasonably well. Yeah, it should be pretty cool actually. It's interesting, this printer has a lot more height. You can see the gantry is quite tall, which means I can print the whole thing this way. That Ultimaker doesn't have the height in it. I was thinking, I could print another one in there, but it actually doesn't have the height. Yeah, it's quite strange. So, yeah, poor old Ultimaker. Old technology now. Yeah, I mean, they were the trailblazers, weren't they? Right, so I'm going to call it, I think. Yeah, that looks quite good, doesn't it? This one's going to look better, I hope. Anyway.